And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. Out of the darkness, out of the fear, here comes the monster waiting in there. Heart rate is rising, some call it scared. You'll feel the chill start raising your hairs. It's too late, you're here now. I hope that you're prepared, cause there's no getting out. You can feel the energy, dark like a cloud. Electrified by panic, terror and doubt. Don't cross me or you'll learn quick the hard way that I'm not one to mess with. I got a mind and that mind's full of mean tricks. I'll plant a seed in your red where the fear will stick. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare. Crush all your dreams. A demon plays on the leak. You better watch out for me. Mistakes were made, you will see. You should've never crossed me, cause now you'll never stop me. Revenge was my calling. Now you're a dead man walking. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Doom 3. And today we are returning to the Lost mission. But first, I want to say a few things. First of all, welcome all the wonderful people here. Welcome in Alice and Furious Potato. How are you doing? Congratulations for the first Alice, and also thank you for the daily check-in, I greatly appreciate it. And also, I must mention that I still have 2 campaigns going on for unlocking my new emoticons, which I am thrilled to show off soon. You can unlock the T emoticon by activating the Hydrate Redeem 100 times, and as you can see, we are already at 14. and I do have a lovely cup of tea right in front of me, so I would greatly appreciate some of those hydrate redeems. Thank you so much, Alice. Yes. That's nice. That's a good excuse for a sip of nice tea. Thank you. Struggling, definitely need more caffeine. Yes, I can certainly relate to that. For some odd reason, sleep has been avoiding me for the last few days, and normally, you see, I wouldn't need much sleep. Monsters don't do that too often, but since I am still quite weakened, I do require it, and I don't know why I can't sleep. Insomnia hit me. Why is your hydrate on a 10-minute timer? Because I don't want people to try to drown me in my tea. That would be embarrassing. But I can change it to a lower time. I assume that would be a good idea, actually. I have to add it to my long list of to-dos. My to-do list. Yes, that's it. So, the other way to actually unlock my other emoticon is actually a community challenge. You can find it right above my lovely redeems. You can see the quest for the lost emoticon, and hopefully we will be able to gather a few points there. Drowning helps you feel alive though. That is true, but only if you survive it. And I'm not taking chances. I know people on Twitch, they do like to have their fun with the streamers. I added the boob redeem and I was getting boobed for hours on end on that stream, so I'm learning Darwinism aboard. And there's the boop. I had to call it. I had to mention it, and it's all ready. Yep, booping begins now. Yeah. I'm not even surprised, you know. It's I'm only waiting for my chance, you know, because if you just happen to position your finger a few centimeters lower, I can just nicely and cleanly bite it off. You know, it's really annoying, really. It always gets my nose itchy. Stop it! Ah. Nyum nyum, yes, that will be your finger soon. Nyum nyum. With some included ketchup. So, today we are returning to Doom 3 Lost Mission, and actually, this is probably the last episode of this campaign, or last stream while we are playing it, and I'm not exactly surprised by that, because I knew when I started that it's only 8 levels long. It's a short campaign. Is that the reason why Seth uses bricks to boop you? No, the story behind the bricks is different. It happened that one day a fellow VTuber called Elior was streaming, I do believe, Ori, the game Ori, and the Will of the Wisp, and they were talking about their height, and then Seth also mentioned their height, and I wanted to join in the conversation, and I mentioned that I'm 6 feet 4 inches tall. That is 190 centimeters for those people who actually use the metric system. And Seth, for some odd reason, took my height as a personal insult, because apparently anyone who is higher than 6 feet should be bricked. And since that, Seth has been welcoming me with, or greeting me rather, with bricks. It's not that terrible, because let's be honest, they can only reach up to my knee or so, but it still hurts. So please don't throw bricks at me. Did you hear that Phantasmaphobia is making a movie? Ooh, I did not, but that sounds interesting. I am planning on getting into some movies because honestly, I missed a lot of horror movies. I haven't watched many new ones. I heard about flops, some better, some worse, but I rarely watch movies. Though let's be honest, I'm really behind with the games too, so I have to stream more probably because I started with the Doom franchise and I only played through like 3 installments, and we still have the new trilogy now that the Dark Ages was released, and also we have Doom 64, which I never fully played through, so... And that's just one franchise, and we have so many more. I was watching the PlayStation Days of Play, a State of Play it's called, I think. Days of Play is the event they are holding, and I was watching the trailer for Silent Hill F, and I have to say I'm tempted to pre-order that game and stream it. I really am tempted. It looks like a really good entry there. So I have to get more games on the go, and that's why we cannot just mess around too long with everything. Me too, I've been slacking a bit with streaming as well. Well, I hope you make a fiery return like that lovely emoticon there. That's fine, yes, that's perfectly fine. You see there, you can see in the emoticon, if you just perfectly stand behind 2 pillars of flames, it doesn't hurt you, but it gets you really nice and warm. It's lovely on a chilly night. Oh, look at that potato, I love that. I don't know what it is with streamers and potatoes. More and more people I find to be really interested in potatoes in the streaming community. Potato. Oh, that's an emoticon. It's lovely. I love emoticons. And I really love that in my chat they appear a bit bigger, because let's be honest, I can't really see them. They are so tiny. This 28 by 28 pixels, that's not enough for me. I'm an old monster, my eyes are not so great. But let me talk a bit about this Lost Mission surprise that I had after the stream. Thank you for the daily check-in, Schmoozer. How are you doing? Ooh, that's a flamethrower. And how nice, that is actually a pair of emoticons. So they paid attention to actually have a flamethrower and flames for it. That reminds me of the old toy commercials, when they always finish the commercial with the line, batteries are not included, but here the flames are actually included. Stretch and posture check? Alright, I just started, but I guess my posture is already terrible. Maybe I should make a redeem for microphone check, because I'm always somewhere far away from it. I'm in pain, but alright. Old bones. Oh yes, I can certainly relate to that. I have really old bones. It's interesting for me on Twitch, because there are so many young people here and they don't understand that back pain is a constant part of life. They don't understand it yet. That's the way I can deliver every food still hot through Twitch chat. Oh, those dino nuggies. They are nice. You absolutely do not want to know what's grinded into those dino nuggies, but they are tasty. Yes, the controller, I understand. So, last time when I played the lost mission, I made a slight little mistake. You say that like you are old, little bro. I am old. I am ancient. Oh. Compared to all these younglings? Certainly. Ooh, but I do like that smile. Think a few thousand years? Actually just one. I think. I'm not sure. I really stopped counting. After a few hundred, you just don't care. And also my memory is terrible, so yeah. I mostly forget about things. But finally done with cleaning up the messy apartment. Took me 7 hours and we were 6 people. That reminds me of old math exams where they have these kind of questions, but there's one tiny question that your message kind of raises, and that how many of those 6 people were actually working? Because just the fact that they are there doesn't mean that they are working. I learned that a long time ago. Whenever you are playing something multiplayer, you will always find that someone is slacking off and they think I won't notice, but I do. It's like when you play Minecraft and you send someone to mine in the caves and they just return with a few bits of coal. You can quickly fix that. You just have to trap them in the mine and then tell them they can only come out if they actually bring something. They either do the job or they starve to death. 5, one of them was Lilith. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. They were just present. They were the emotional support, the cheerleading club. So, welcome in Nekio. So many wonderful people in today, and I haven't even started the game. This will be fun. So, and emotional slacking off too. Neck, you're right. Be right, but don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, I'm just getting booped again. Come on, this is... I have to come up with something against that. I need a nose guard. I don't know, is that such a thing exists? Stop it! So, last time when I played, I think it was actually last week, I played the Lost Mission. I knew that the entire campaign is 8 levels long, and my plan was that I would get through like 4, so I can halve the entire campaign into 2 streams. But I noticed it wouldn't be long enough as a stream, so I went for a bit more. And in the middle of one of the maps, I had a random loading screen. And honestly, it caught me off guard, because never before in Doom 3 I encountered such a loading screen. But I thought maybe it's a technical detail. Maybe the map was too big and so they needed to place a small loading screen in the middle of the level. Makes sense. So I finished that level, the Axis Labs, and then actually arrived to Hell, and that's where I stopped with the stream. But after that I actually checked the list of levels, and as it turns out, I didn't finish 5 levels, I finished 6. Because that random, seemingly random loading screen was actually the end of one of the levels and the start of the next one. Know why that is odd? Because in Doom 3 and Resurrection of Evil and even the first 4 levels of the Lost Mission, every map ends in a closed elevator in a transfer point, or I think a few times with teleportation, and you almost always have a panel, a monitor that tells you that you are transferring from one sector to another. That is how it's always been done. However, in this one case, it was actually during an elevator ride, and it wasn't the big elevators that we mostly use, but actually an outside service elevator. So we were going from the Mars surface to inside of the base. And even the panel on the lift was just the normal one, with going up and down. No mention that this would be the ending of the map. But apparently it was. And why that is surprising to me in a lot of ways is simply because even though in Doom 3 we had levels or cases where we return to already visited places. For example, we start with the introduction level, Mars City, we go to Mars City Underground, and then we go back to Mars City. Except now it's possessed and we visited after the demonic invasion. But you see, you went somewhere else and then returned. The same thing happens in Doom 3 with Delta Lab Sector 4. We go to Hell, we go back, and even though the level is actually called Delta Labs Unknown, I think, it's kind of a mixture of Delta Lab Sector 4 and 3 and some maybe undiscovered areas by us. So we always went somewhere and then returned, right? I think even in Resurrection of Evil we had a level that was called the same as a previous one, except they added a hyphenated part that said revisited, which is clever. It tells you that it's the same place but something happened, and so you don't get confused by it. But here's the one thing that threw me for a loop with this one. In the Lost mission, we meet with this scientist, right? Or hear from this scientist. And he tells us that there is a teleporter in Hell and it has to be shut down because it's really long range and the demons could get to Earth. Okay, that's the kind of entire premise of this campaign. So level 5, we get to the Axis Labs and we meet with this doctor, and there are these big machines, the teleporter, and he tells us that there is one piece from the machinery missing and we have to get that, okay? So we start exploring the Axis Labs, okay. This is level 5. Then, on this previously mentioned elevator, or service lift, we get a loading screen, and now we are on level 6. Still Axis Labs, just part 2, I guess. And then we finally find the thingy that we need, and so we go further and further, explore everything, and actually on level 6, we return to the same room with the doctor and the teleporter and everything that we already visited on level 5. So 2 levels back to back have the same piece. The same room is present in both of them. And so it begs the question, why are these 2 separate? Why is it just not one big map? And I guess that, again, it was a technical limitation. Let's not forget this BFG edition released in 2012. So I understand that it's only odd because normally, as I mentioned, it was we go from A to B and back to A. So it's 3 levels, and we actually left that place and then returned. In this case, we go from point A, transition into the next level, which supposed to be point B, but turns out to be another part with point A. So it's a weird thing. And apparently, because of that, we are now on level 7. And that is hell. So let's see what they did with hell. And let's see. You need teeth on your nose. I'm thinking right now, if I ever saw a horror movie where any creature had teeth in their nose, but honestly I can't tell right now. I saw a few designs where creatures had 2 set of mouths with teeth. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know the Egyptian god card Slifer has such a design, but I don't know if there's anything with teeth in their noses, and I'm not sure if it would be comfortable for me. So I think a better idea is I actually do have a good idea. I have to ask an artist to help me out here. I will need some help against the booping finger. But for now, let's see where we are. Well, we are in hell, no surprise. And
faint signal from your location. I can track you from here. Hurry, find the outpost.
and this is interesting because we get interesting noises. So we get teleported here, but this, as you can see, is the middle of nowhere. So nose booping, every monster is safe as long as we don't get our finger near their mouth. I mean, not always. With some monsters, they have claws, they have tails. That can be dangerous. And with certain monsters, maybe they let you boop their nose just so they get close enough. Lovely, lovely. So this is interesting because this is not an outpost, as the doctor mentioned. There is no teleporter on this side like in Doom 3. This is just being teleported into nothingness, and then apparently they took some boxes and equipment and health that I don't need, plasma ammo that I can't pick up, and also they just brought a BFG and put it on top of some ammo. Lovely, thank you for the BFG, much appreciated. And I think our armory is full. We have our fists rather. We have the grabber from Resurrection of Evil, the pistol, the shotgun, the super shotgun from, once again, Resurrection of Evil, the machine gun, the chain gun, grenades, the lovely plasma gun, I still love the design, the rocket launcher, and the BFG. Now the last dot missing, I assume, is the Soul Cube in Doom 3 or the artifact in Resurrection of Evil. I'm not sure if we get anything here, because as I mentioned, kids, no, annoying kids, leave me alone. Oh no, ow, I hate kids. Now I need the medkit. So, as I mentioned, excuse me? I don't really remember this campaign. I only played it once. Back to the sender. And more importantly, I don't remember this part at all. I don't remember the ending. Oh no. Here, get a grenade. Bring it back. Oh, I heard something spawn in. What was that? Oh, Pinky. A Pinky in hell. Isn't that exciting? That is a Pinky in hell. Are those kids not monster or more kid or the worst of both? But they are technically demons. So it's a good question if they are monsters or not. I generally just don't like kids. I can't deal with them. Can't handle them. So these look like teleporters. But I can't enter them. So maybe that's why I appeared there. Interesting. Now I am quite curious about what the developers in 2012 made of the hell level in this lovely expansion, because you see, we already saw what hell is like in Doom 3, what... Ow. Ow. That is bad. Yeah, that is really bad. Oh, Pinky got blown up. We already saw what hell was like in Doom 3. And also in Resurrection of Evil. And that kind of put a spin on the design.
I'm detecting a faint signal from your location.
Yes, yes.
I can track you from here. Hurry. Find the outpost.
I like how they are just kind of thrown out. Like the mother is telling them, okay kids, time to go out and play. Don't annoy mommy. So once again, I'm trying to figure out how the running is, and once again it's proving to be extremely annoying and difficult. So the developer team here was, I would assume, a bit different from the original. 8 years have passed since Doom 3 released. And so, and so I am curious what they made with the kind of template they already had, the design they already established for hell in Doom 3. And so far it looks really nice. They kept this kind of medieval looking idea. And we are somewhat floating in nothingness like in the previous installments, but we have this lovely lava bed around us, which I happen to walk into, obviously. So let's bring out the big guns. Okay, so far the cherubs, I assume, are the kiddos of the family. The pinkies are most probably the dogs, the pets. The revenant, I'm not sure. Is that mama or papa? I'm also not sure about the cacodemons. Oh, shield, thank you. Also, I should probably go back and actually pick up the BFG. Yes, that would be a good idea. And once again, we have to press the left analog stick in and hold it like that in order to run, which is the best way to annoy me. I just find it extremely tiring to do it. I can't pick up any of the plasma cells? I'm too good apparently. Well, let's see what we have here. Nice skull with the lava. That's a doorway I could get behind. It's nice. Bit flashy, bit showing off, but in a kind of neighborhood like this, I mean, you kind of have to. Okay, big guy. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, we are saving. And we are going for the good old-fashioned fight. One shotgun, one Hell Knight. Ah ha 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 ha! Big guy, come on! You want a bite of this? You got it! Now, do we have any secrets? Once again, nice. The lining here, I think, is quite similar to the one in Doom 3. Except those had skeletons in them. The towers I really can't do anything with. Can I go around here? Yes, I can. It doesn't make any sense, but I can. Well, let's jump in. Okay, I am surprised. A zombie in hell? I mean, it makes sense. Flaming zombie in hell indeed makes sense. Ow. And some hell zombies as well. And indeed they take a bit more than a normal zombie. Oh! Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble here. But you lose your momentum when I shoot you. However, this guy is odd. I'm not sure if that is a hellified version of their skin. It looks a bit like that. It looks like the Imp and the Hell Knights Hell version. How the skin is a bit shrank and darker, and I think there is actually a pentagram on the zombie's forehead, which is normally not there. So once again, it's interesting that they included this enemy here, but for some odd reason decided not to include them on the hell level of Doom 3. That is odd. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. I guess if one spawned, then multiple spawned. Okay. Can I get some medkit? Thank you very much. I didn't know it would be here, but I am not opposing the idea. Interesting place, certainly. Okay, big guy. Oh, I should reload actually. Yeah, that's a good idea. Aha! You're too... Ow! I wanted to say you are too slow, but apparently sluggish is not among your describers. Two of them! Ho ho! We are dying here. Okay, let's look around for some more health, maybe? Nah. Okay, as long as I don't get caught up in them, I'm okay. Or get bit. Haha. I'm not sure if there is friendly fire. Okay, that hurt. Also, these are normal Hell Knights. I was wondering for a moment there, because when I saw the hell-looking zombie, I wasn't sure if the Hell Knight I killed in the first area was a simple one or a Hell version, but apparently this is the normal one, which is odd, because this is Hell. This should be the Hell version. Oh! Okay, are we done? I have no clue what happened. Oh, probably that staircase happened. But what I wanted to look at are these. So yes, indeed, red eyes, pentagram on the forehead, and a bit of a decrepit look overall. The same here. So I'm honestly not sure if these are the same zombies as I fought in a Resurrection of Evil in this same BFG edition. I'm not comparing to the original, but these feel like to be different. They are darker somehow. At least that's how I see them. Maybe I'm just wrong. But let's look at this place. Nice little valleys of blood, the shadows, and some interesting wooden structures. I'm really not sure what these supposed to be. In a way they look like graves, but I'm not entirely sure. Also, this structure is just standing here in the middle of nothing, but there are some remnants of breaks and broken arches, so I would surmise that this was a bigger building once, or it just held together like this by something. We already have seen some interesting bits of architecture in Hell. I mean, look at these stairs, or the entire floating place behind it, but really nice big chains. I do like that. Yeah, I shouldn't fall down there. Oh, that's nice. You can see through the cracks. And the door we have already seen, but what's behind the door? I was more or less expecting a jump scare, because I had to get really close to the door. Small medkit. It's interesting that they are really not giving that much health. So this might be a more difficult Hell level, because in the later on levels of Doom 3 and Resurrection of Evil, you had a special weapon. Not in the Hell level necessarily. In Doom 3 you actually get the Soul Cube at the end of the Hell level. But I feel like the developers were more generous with the medkits. Not this time around. Ooh. Ooh, that looks nice. That doesn't look nice. That looks not nice at all. Stop it. You too. Okay, so can the Archvile come down? Or it's going to stay up there and be an annoyance? I think it's the... Ow! Letter. I wanted to check, but indeed this is a normal imp. Oh, there you are. Learn to fly. You did it. Good job. Nice. Bit of a grilling station here. spines. Really good. Spine is a great way to support the structure. I mean, look at a human being. Little help it. Nice. Oh, smoking meat. I mean, I kind of assumed, based on nothing, that these were hanging on chains, but apparently no. They are just there. Which is cool. It's a nice way to add some odd mystique to the game. Oh, this is where the archwile could come down. Nice, kind of symmetrical build. Nice health. Some ammo, a med kit that I think I blew up? Or maybe not, I'm not sure. It was on its side, but I don't remember actually trying to hit the archwile. I waited until the archwile actually came down the staircase. Missed me. It's interesting how they are appearing one at a time. It's really calculated. Oh, okay. So this is every time the ground or the world shakes, I assume, some part of the structure appears or slides into its place. Almost walked off there. Alright. Interesting. It had a really quick, hard start in a way, and then it just slowed down a bit. I feel like we will have a spider infestation here. Oh no, no, this is worse. This is a child infestation. Get the fuck out of my place. No. No. Bring the spiders. I like them more. Where did it come from even? Down there? Is that where they are hiding? Wait, no. No, they are behind the spider webs. They are in the walls. Oh goodness, there are kids in the walls. This is terrifying. But really cleverly placed. I have to give it to them. Really cleverly placed. Ho ho ho! The mother of the spiders, Wagar, is here. Oh, but with the cherubs? Interesting. Oh, that is an interesting mix. I never really saw them as linked in any way, but maybe they are. And really nice introduction to her as well. Give her the respect. Of course this door doesn't open now. Explains why I backed right into it. Oh, come on. Stop it! I can't see from the smoke of the gun. Okay, let's get this. Thank you. This is interesting, I have to say. These are, I would assume, souls that we are hearing, but they sound quite feminine. And that begs the question, what this place is. Obviously it is somehow connected to Wagari, as we saw her, and the spider webs as well, but somehow to children too. I can't go down there. I assumed we will use this lovely elevator, but apparently no. I also like how they use the same metal mesh texture, but they twisted it around a bit. It's warped, as though from the heat. I do like that. Okay, so we're now going to the next room. Interesting, those are actually pillar textures, but they just kind of spread it out. It works, it's nice. The top actually reminds me, with the lines down and the skulls, of the original Doom and Doom 2 textures. They are lovely, I have to say. Anything in the corners? Always check the corners, you can find some good things in the corners. Or on corners, if you are into that. Uh-huh. Careful. Because yeah, indeed, they are zombies, but they can hurt. And they are one of the strongest of the zombies. Now, I'm not sure how this place is built up, but lucky for me, nice torch holder. Lucky for me, the Mancubi spawned alone, or Mancubus. My apologies. Mancubi would be plural. That was what I was worried about, actually. Oh, you are tough. Come on, let's dance. Like in the good old times. Ah, bit out of shape with my dancing abilities. So, oh, another medkit, lovely. So this is quite interesting, and also the choice of textures again. Now the Mancubus did not have a hell texture in Doom 3, however we did see a greenish, I would say acidic looking one in Resurrection of Evil in the waste tunnels. So they could have included that here. I mean, the color maybe would feel a bit off, but it's kind of a special version of the enemy. For some odd reason they didn't. Does this fire hurt? Let's test. Obviously we are here to test if the fire does hurt or not. So let's see this really scientific test. Now the best way to test a fire would be to actually hold something like a potato and then step into the fire. When you leave, if the potato is baked, then it's a good fire. But we can't do that here because we don't have a potato. This is a shit fire, I'm sorry. Okay, jokes aside, it's nice that it's only visual, so you don't get hurt by it. I obviously understand in the heat of the battle that would be a bit annoying to die because of the fire as a set piece, but hey, body! Ow! Sorry, I have to change weapons. I'm not trying to make fun of you at all. I'm just trying to dance. You know, I'm not as quick as I used to be. But those fireballs are hot. Indeed, they are really good. You just graze one of the potatoes with one of those fireballs and ooh, that's a snack. And that is... I have to say, that was something. That was a visual snack right there. I don't know what happened exactly, but that was a really cool transition. And apparently we are on this spiral of sorts. Uh-huh. Now I'm not sure if we will actually go through all of these, but if we do, that means then we will have a long spirally road here. Don't burn my sucker patata gestrels, sir. I'm pretty sure you applied burn to them. Just saying. And if anyone is curious, Nekio is talking about his new addiction called Clair Obscure Expedition 33. It's a lovely game, and in it there are these it's interesting to describe. I really want to look into it, how the developers actually describe them. For me, they look like wooden puppets, and they are called the gestrels. They are these somewhat friendly creatures. They just really like to fight, and they create these big, I'm not even sure, it wouldn't be a robot, it would be like a mech that multiple gestrels can pilot or move, and so they create these gigantic sucker patatas. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, to fight with. Really quite an interesting game that is. The only trouble for Nekio is the fact that he cannot go 5 minutes without thinking about it. Wow, that was something. That was an interesting idea. So that's nice to see that the developers tried something, and it's weird, it's odd, it fits. A bit reminds me of the kind of twisted and warped structures of Little Nightmares in a way. So that's interesting. Like, I can't go 5 minutes without thinking of you. Wow. Are you trying to suggest something? I'm not sure what that sound is. Right now, I would say that it reminds me of the Cyber Demon from the end of Doom 3. Oh. Well, this is an interesting place. Well, what do we have behind door 1? Uh-huh. It's a bit... Oh. It's a bit unfair that I'm fighting with the Mancubus and he's halfway behind the wall. But that's not my fault. Okay, what's behind door number 2? Another Mancubus? It's odd. They really easily spawned in 2 Hell Knights, but now they are kind of holding back with the enemies. And also, why are the Mancubus trying to walk over there? What's over there? Huh. Finally home! Welcome home, schmoozer. Lovely. Oh, that's a zombie. I can hear it. Oh! Aha! Now we are talking. Okay, where's the Cacodemon? Is it dead? Good. I think that's just a wall. Oh, that was like a little room for the Cacodemon. I see. A Cacodemon sleeping pod. It's just like the capsule hotels in Japan, except it's for Cacodemons in hell. Great business. For sure that is. Now, I have to say some of the textures are kind of all over the place onto each other, but hey, that's okay. Lovely little hiding spot. And I'm not sure if these are chains or chandeliers. And I'm also not sure where the heck I have to go. Do I have to do something with these? No. But I can't go up there, so that's out of the question. Oh, this is a door. Oh, well, my apologies. This is a wall. Okay. Interestingly, these doors in hell react quite late to your presence. So you have to go really close. Oh shit. Wait, is there another one somewhere? No. Then maybe it was really close and that's why I thought I heard it from behind me. What is this? Going back and forth? Is this an S shape? Oh, it actually opens up. The bars open up. That's nice. Thank you. Thank you for the hug, troll. Oh, don't bite me. Ask first. No, I will actually wait here because I was silly last time and I killed the Mancubus right next to this. But I'm curious if this bit of bit of trap setup here would work, and indeed it does, really oddly, but it does. Thank you for the stretch, the posture, and the hydrate, most importantly. Ah, that was nice. Really nice work how they lined up the soundtrack and the rhythm of this stone. I like that a lot. And apparently it was kind of an S shape. Okay, now we get 2 cacodemons. Ooh! Have to be careful not to walk right into the stone trap. Did I pick up all of the medkits? I think I did. Whatever, we will be fine. Right? Hopefully. Ooh, nice. And a save point. That means something big is ahead. Oh, these look like mouths. That's nice. Also, you could see the sonic wave going around on the floor when the Hell Knight spawned. That's a really nice detail. I think that was also in the first game, but because this is a sizable room, we can see it better. Sorry, buddy. But that's not how it works. Ooh, a new one appears. I'm sorry, that's all. I was kind of hoping for something more. Right there, Buju knows with a shotgun. Okay, so what's next? Ow! Of course I kill the Hell Knights without trouble and then get hurt by a cacodemon. Okay, what's next? There is an imp somewhere, I just don't know where. You're kidding me. Oh, these are connected. That's interesting. Careful, little one. Okay. Yes, obviously I will make a fool out of the imps first. Look around, get everything. Ooh, plenty of stuff. Ow! Ooh, that was a big hit. That was a big hit, buddy. I was on 100 health. Okay, let's go. 3, 4. Wow, 5 wasn't enough. I must have missed big times. Oh, you again? Come on, come down. Did I miss? I guess I did. Alright, let me get the medkit. Come on, that's... And this is the genius of being lazy. Because one day at UAC someone thought I really need my coffee, but I am too lazy to get up. And then they devised a plan to make a new piece of equipment, a tool that can fix this issue, and it's called the grabber. It's not exactly good for coffee, especially when it's hot, but hey, it's useful for us right around now. Alrighty, nice place. How did I miss twice? Okay. Stop it. You're ruining my image. Where did you come from? Isn't that a hole? Aren't you standing on a hole? Oh, no, there's a ledge there. Okay. Really nice. Really nice work there. Some medkits. I will leave the medkits. I can do this. Okay. Where did you come from? I thought something would attack me from the corners. That's why I jumped backwards, but apparently no. Is it a good idea to step on this? Probably not. Oh, now that's nice. Oh, lovely and lively. It's interesting that here we get these kind of enemies that we normally didn't really get in Hell, in Doom 3. Because these are somewhat created, constructed by UAC, I think. Or they are not fully just demonic, like the Pinky or the Revenant. They are not fully from Hell. They have machine parts, which makes them really quite interesting, but that would, at least to me, kind of hint at some connection to Earth. So they were either created or they took over something from the Mars base and then used that as a kind of body. So they are not fully demonic, they are part machine, part demon. Yes? Haha! Got your rhythm down, buddy. Thank you for the armor shards. Why can't I go there? Apparently there's an invisible wall here, just to annoy me. Oh, but I can actually come in here. Okay, that's cool. I will pick it up, I don't care. Alright, so we made it here. Oh, that's a Hell Knight. I can always tell from the heavy footsteps of this glorious demon. I absolutely adore them, if it's not obvious. Yes, yes. So another thing that I wanted to talk about while I'm going through this quite long level, I have to say, is the story in a bit. Because you see this... That's a dark hole. This expansion, this campaign, as I like to call it, it was released in 2012, right? That was 8 years after Doom 3 was released initially. So that means most of the people who played the Lost Mission have already played the original game and the Resurrection of Evil, especially because this is placed last in the order when you start a new game in the list. So I assume most people would start with the main game and then Resurrection of Evil and then the Lost Mission. And so the writers of this campaign, they had to somehow work around the already established story, which can be tricky, but they found an interesting way to do it. They once again had a new Marine, an unnamed person, play the main role, as in Doom 3 and Resurrection of Evil, since we know that Doom 3 has Doom Guy as the protagonist, but in the story of the game he is pretty much a nobody. And the developers linked this campaign to the original campaign, that they are happening parallel to each other, right? So while Doom Guy is going through the alpha, the beta labs, there are no beta labs, the alpha labs, the delta labs, all that, this Marine survives the slaughter of the Bravo team and goes on his own adventure in a way, on his own mission, trying to stop the demonic invasion somehow, and dealing with this dangerous teleporter. But because we already know a lot about the story overall, we know certain bits of information. Now, Resurrection of Evil is not that important here, because that takes place at least a year, if not more, after Doom 3. And this is taking place at the same time. But Doom 3 ends with a cutscene that heavily suggests that Doom Guy is the only survival. The only one surviving, rather. And so if you just glance at the information and the story, when you start playing this campaign, you kind of know that whoever this guy is we are playing as, he will meet his doom somewhere, probably at the end of the campaign. He can't survive because we never heard about someone surviving other than Doom Guy. And that got me thinking for a bit, because the ending cutscene of Doom 3 is interesting in a few ways. Now, UAC sent the reinforcement team, right? But we know UAC is a questionable company. So what they were most interested wasn't the casualties or the employees there. We hear no such questions. No, obviously we don't know who is talking in the radio during that cutscene, but they are not asking if the people are alright, or what about the survival rates. We don't care about that. They only ask about two individuals by name. One is Elliot Swan, who was sent to the Mars base on behalf of the board of directors of UAC. So he is an important person they wanted to know, and they learned that he died. The other one was Betruger, Dr. VTuber, who was pretty much the head of science on the Mars base. So they wanted to know about him, and it turns out he disappeared. And we obviously know that he ended up in hell, and then we defeat him in Resurrection of Evil. So that's all nice. However, in that cutscene, the rescue team mentions and shows that they found a surviving Marine, right? That is the protagonist. And here comes the question. Why? Why did they mention this no-name Marine? Why is he important? Now, if we look at it from a gamer standpoint, we can just say, well, the story writer or writers, they wanted to show the player that their character, the protagonist, survived and nicely end the story there. That's fair. However, if we look at it from the standpoint of the game, from the actual writing, if during that cutscene we didn't really, the company didn't really care about anyone. They wanted to know the important people. That means Doomguy surviving is somehow important. And I don't think it's because of who he is, because he is just a random Marine. There is not even a name mentioned, right? And obviously that's part of the game, that he doesn't have a name. Even in the PDA, even here, if you look at it, the name will be your username. But he's not important. Maybe what is important is not who he is, but the fact that he survived. And if that is such a big deal, that heavily suggests that he is the only surviving person on Mars. And it's not so obvious because we found survivors, on the Mars base throughout the campaign, and they were hiding. So it wouldn't be so crazy to imagine that some of them just remained hidden, wasn't found by any of the demons, zombies, all that, and they were found by the rescue team. But it was never mentioned, not one. And they could have easily showed that, yeah, we found a Marine and we found a few scientists and workers and engineers. They don't. So I think that there is a really good chance that they wanted to suggest that this entire demonic fight was survived by Doomguy, and that's all. Now, if we take that bit of information, that means that whoever we are playing as now, he will not survive. So we have to have an ending that sees him dying. No, obviously, it's not that simple. Ow. Because you see, when you are writing, you can play around a bit. Now, one trick, it would be a cheap trick, but it's possible to pull off, would be that the writers simply say that this Marine survives. It was just not mentioned in the original ending. That is somewhat acceptable. It's a cheap way to do it. Oh, nice little fountain. Only it looks like it's actually flowing upwards. I'm not sure if that's intentional. but that's interesting. So they could say that it was just not mentioned in that cutscene, problem solved, this guy can survive. It's a cheap way to handle it, but it's possible. Another thing is to just do the expected, right? Yes, I'm going to go around here, absolutely. Absolutely, you are not hiding anything from me. How you think I cannot get up there, huh? Just because I can't jump up there? Ho 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 ho. But I have the ledge. And I'm gonna use the ledge. And I will go around. And I will get that. What? You did not put an invisible wall here. Whoever. Yes. Yes! I found a secret hole! There's nothing here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I can get here, but there's no point. There's absolutely no point. Also, let me introduce the bent brick. It's quite a feature. Oh goodness. Nothing. A shame. So there's one more trickery that they could do, and that trickery is an idea that I had, and again, while I'm talking about all this, I'm theorizing because I do not remember the ending at all. I don't know how this ends. And that's why it's interesting to me, because I know Doom 3 really quite well, but I don't know this part. And I'm curious what the developers did here. I don't want to pick up both, so I will just use my grabby gun. And there we go. So we could say that this looks amazing, but back to the topic, we could say that our Bravo Team Survivor member is not found alive by the rescue team on Mars. That's the established story that we know from the ending of Doom 3. But we can change some part of that sentence to make it work. We can make it so he survives, but he's not on Mars. We can say that he remained in the base and he just wasn't found. It would be a bit silly, but why not? However, then he would most likely be found during the Resurrection of Evil, if he survives, that is. So that wouldn't be the best of ideas. And also it would be a bit of a sad ending, quite unfulfilling ending, that the main protagonist was teleported back to Mars, but he wasn't found. But another thing could be that he's not on Mars whatsoever. Because you see, we are going to hell to disable this long-range teleporter that could reach Earth, right? That's why we are here, that we don't want the monsters to, not the monsters, the demons here and the zombies to reach Earth. So we have to disable this teleporter. But what if we use it first? Let's say that this guy returns to Earth and with a charge that he set, or a grenade or something with a timer, he blows up or overloads the teleporter, or maybe gives access to the doctor The marine goes through the teleporter, the doctor overloads the teleporter and it blows up. It's possible. It's kind of a fairy tale sounding idea, but it could work. I'm curious what the developers will do here, or rather what they did some 13 years ago. Also really interesting looking thing. I think this is the same as the guard dog statue in the beginning of the Doom 3 Hell level. I never noticed the boobs, I have to say. I never noticed that, but I like it. I have to say I like it. So let's make a screenshot of that for later use. For research purposes. Also, really interesting, a boat section. Really quick boat as well. Never had such in Doom 3 before. Hell Outpost. So this is level 7, we got through level 6. Bong the Dreadist? Why would you want to bong the Dreadist? I see no reason why would you want that. So this actually reminds me of a custom multiplayer map that I played back in the day with Doom 3 that actually had a boat. Quite a lovely idea. So let's look around. Now I actually know there is supposed to be a secret, I think somewhere in hell in the Lost mission. So far, interestingly, I haven't found many secrets in the hell part of Lost mission, which is a bit concerning to me, honestly. Don't take a screenshot without consent, Dready. Ow! I don't think the game has anything against me taking screenshots. I don't think that's a problem. With people, you are absolutely right. So that would mostly be photos and not screenshots. Let's see what we have here. A nice place. Is this a door? No, this is a brick wall. Lovely. You see, I look at this and I wonder what you see here. It's like those Rorschach tests. What do you see here? Because most of the people would probably see a bunch of bricks on top of each other. What I see a staircase. So let's go and let's check if we can actually go up. I'm not sure because these bricks might be too big for me to jump up on. You see a poop. Maybe you play too much repo. Also, why is one of the doors bricked in? A pinky! Sorry. Look at them, they are so gorgeous how they are shaking their butts. More? More pinkies. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, that happens when you miss the first shot. Really? I'm curious why did the developers decide to make the spawns on these levels so methodical, like only one thing at a time? I could theorize that they didn't want to overload the engine because these maps are bigger and more flashy maybe. but I don't think having 1 or 2 enemies is such a big difference. Also, I'm trying to step on these symbols because in the original Doom 3 I do remember some of them used to spawn enemies, but I'm not sure if that's true here. That was a terrible throw. Come on! Oh wait, that's not the name! Abort the mission! That's an archwild. That was a wall. And this is a really long road. Okay. We can do it. We can do it. Like men. Like monsters. Mano a mano. That's how we deal with this situation. Okay. Anything here, or is it just a really long serpentine? Odd place. Nice looking place, that's for sure, but odd. I like that they changed the design a bit. Like, they took the set pieces, but they put a kind of spin on it. And here it feels fresh. I said that some of the earlier levels felt a bit off because maybe the design wasn't like it was in Doom 3. It wasn't so coherent. But here it's a nice change to have a different style in a way. And it looks really cool. So I have to say the developers did a nice job here. I'm still kind of curious why companies don't make more expansion packs to games, because if you like a game, let's say you have a game, you release it, the people like it, you can make an expansion pack or an extra campaign or something from pieces that you already have in an engine you already know. And people will most likely buy it because it won't be such a high price. Most likely it will be lower than a full game because it's just an expansion. But you get more money out of the one IP. I never really understood why these quote-unquote greedy companies don't make use of what they already have. They scrap so much material for no reason. They could make games out of all those assets that they think, oh yeah, we made that for a game, we used it once, that's it. Yeah, I don't want to fall down, thank you. What's that? Haha! Actually, these set pieces, that greenish fire, that looks like more like the Vulgar's fire. Yeah, here it's not here at all. This is red, but there, I think that's maybe from Resurrection of Evil. Also, these set pieces are more like the archaeological dig sites in Doom 3 and also Resurrection of Evil. These certainly. These I'm not sure. These more like Resurrection of Evil, I would say. They look more the raw style. My apologies, I needed a sip of tea. And I have to check my weaponry. Maybe I should use the the BFG. What you think? Also, those look like teeth in a way, and I like that. Do we have anything else? No, I don't think so. Sorry, I had to quickly take a look at something. Uh-oh. No. You're not doing that, sorry. Oh! I almost shot them. I almost shot them with a rocket launcher. But I fight with honor. Come on, big guy. Show the whites of your teeth. Ah ha ha, there it is. That's the fight I want. Oh, really? I'm gonna kill you with a pistol because I accidentally switched weapons. Okay, no, that would be rude. What is this? So now it's a portal. No, it's not. Is that a trap or a portal? I'm really not sure. Oh, come the freak on. Oh goodness, I kill one and then the other comes. Really? Where are you? Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Big guy! Come on! Ah ha 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 ha! You wanna bite of me? You got it! So let's save, yes, with 4 health, because why wouldn't you want to save with 4 health? And let's see what this is. So I will try to run through and stay here. Now does this crush me? Kill me? Is it fire? No, it's a teleporter. Oh, it sends me back. Oh, I see. So it's like a tricky teleporter. That's a nice idea. I like it. So in order to make progress, you have to avoid the teleporters. That's a nice idea. Wow, that died in quite the pose. I'm sorry, but... Wait, now we can have 3 enemies at the same time? So what was with the limitations? Nice thing, I actually found some health. Oh! I knew I should have jumped. That's why it's tricky when you are not on the same level as your enemy. Okay. There you go. Not 1 damage. Well, not 1 damage if you don't count all the times you hit me with your plasma balls. Thank you. Hey, this is a nice set piece. I like this part. This is clever. It's a linear progression. It features different kind of enemies, which is always nice. You can progress at your own pace. You don't have to run around, and even with the teleporter traps, you don't get punished too badly, so you won't die or anything like that. really nice effect that I missed with the previous door, but it's the same one as in Doom 3. If you go close enough, it starts to glow. Not sure how much it works with the green lights, but that's okay. Ooh, this looks like a sort of coliseum, like an arena for fights. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, let's look around, because why would we have random bricks everywhere if we don't have anything to look for? Rage. No, some people might not know. Rage is another title of the id Studio, and it was released not that much earlier than this BFG edition, and I knew this brick was somewhere in hell. I do not remember if I found it, honestly, when I played this campaign for the first time, but I'm really happy that I found it now. So let's see what we get for it. Rage. Really nice reuse the idea of the secret room with the brick. Just like right before the ending of Doom 3, we get the developer PDA, when we find a hidden brick with the id logo on it, and here we get a tiny little room where we get a few bits of extra ammunition, resources, health, and a lovely trophy. That's nice. I like that idea. And once again, I am never against featuring other games from the developers. I think that's a lovely thing, because they created that as well. They are proud of their work, so why not feature it in the other games? And maybe some people actually learn about these games like that, and they decide, hey, you know what, let's look at that game. Maybe it's good. Maybe it will be your next favorite game. So I also support that idea to just let the developers have some fun, put some Easter eggs into the games, even pictures of themselves or their names. Why not? They work on it for years. They more than deserve that recognition. And it's always a fun little tidbit when you find something like that, like the zombie, the chainsaw zombie with the little party hat in Delta 4, which I actually recently learned has a mention in one of the PDAs that someone in the Deltas will be having their birthdays. So apparently they were having their birthday, and then, you know, everything happened and they turned into a chainsaw zombie. But with a party hat. So that's kind of nice, I guess. It's not that terrible. Okay, it is, but it is what it is. Let's save, because I feel like this is it. This is the end of this level, at least it really looks like that. I'm not sure if that's a spider web or cracked glass, honestly. I'm not going back. Okay. Understood. Nice, the rocks are kind of melting into the ground here. But these are not from UAC. These look like ancient ruins, like the ones we find in the archaeological digs. The only UAC set piece here is probably this, and I'm not even sure about that. Maybe that. and the electronics here, so I guess they used the technology they found here. Activate teleporter sequence. Position plane alignment. EPR beams active. That... Oh, that's a spiral. That's a lot of words that I don't understand. I guess I'm pressing it.
Okay, Marine. I'm receiving your signal from the communication relay.
Is that a good thing?
The teleporter's warming up. It should only take a few minutes to get to full power, and then I'll be able to send the search to destroy it. Watch your back.
Aha! Watch my back.
I'm seeing disruptions in the energy waves. Marine, there are things moving your way. Look out!
Really? A simple imp? Yeah, and it's actually a simple imp once again. Okay, we have an imp, we have a... Pinky. What's next? Another imp and another pinky and another... What? Come on. Ow. Don't you dare make fun of me. I killed hundreds of these, okay? Hundreds. I just killed an imp mid-jump. I can jump too, you know.
The teleporter's reached 25% capacity. We should be full. There's a redux modulation forming. It might cause a transference wave.
A what? Please, speak
Transference wave. Oh no. I've lost
English.
control of the modulation.
Yeah, speak. Please speak English if possible. So now I'm back here. Also, this is why this place is so big, and apparently they did not make it for just that one time. Why is everything all of a sudden really quiet? And that's not the stream, that's the game. Okay. I see. No, we are fighting finally. Also, the guy is not even in the little window to look at me. He's like, oh, the Marine will be fine.
Okay, I think I've stabilized it for now. I'm showing the teleporter there at 75%. Just a few more minutes, and I should be able to send the surge. Wait a minute. I'm reading something in an incoming transference wave. Marine, something big is headed your way.
Okay. So I was just about to... check the panel before I got rudely interrupted, and now we have a Guardian, and this is really interesting. This is one bit of information that I don't have. Is this the same Guardian, or is it a different one? Because this one, as far as I know, does not use the Seekers. It's actually just a Guardian, and I always imagine that there's only one Guardian, I will be honest, but I mean, it makes sense that there are multiple of them. Why not? It's the Guardian Demon. It's a strong one, that's for sure. Okay, missed that. There it is. Did we actually kill it? Okay, it looks dead, alright.
We've got full power on all systems. I'm sending the surge now.
No, no, let me get the BRG ammo.
Get to the center of the teleporter.
Okay, no, I can. Okay, very well, Hal. Be nice.
To the center.
Where am I going? Oh, Dark Star.
Lowering to surface.
Where is this?
Dark Star confirmed we have visual moving to pick up.
Nice work, Marine.
Wow! Lost veteran! And also a lost marine and probably a lost recruit. Yes. Wow! That's surprising. I did not think about that ending. It's a bit abrupt. It's really quite quick. But it's clever. So what they did, instead of what I said about making the Marines survive somewhere else because of the information we get from the ending of Doom 3, what they said was, hey, we see that one ship, one reinforcement team arrived, and they most probably landed in Mars City because we see that the Marines are escorting Doomguy through a similar looking room with the scans in the beginning of Doom 3, right before we enter Mars City. So that was just one of the possibly multiple ships that they sent as reinforcement. And so really cleverly they just decided that this is the way they are saving this marine, which is a nice ending. I do like it. They thrown in a guardian demon as a kind of boss, which is interesting. It explains why the guardian was on the box art, the key art, and also in the trophy that I already pointed out when I gathered all of the PDAs. But it's really interesting that they took this teleporter room and decided that it's not just a teleportation room, it's also a landing pad, and the top of the structure opens up, and that's where the ship lands. That's interesting. That's I would say a bit silly, but because of that, it's also unexpected, and so the kind of trick works better. That hey, they are already here, they already arrived. But that also means that most likely Doomguy and this Marine finished their mission at roughly the same time, mostly, which is interesting because Doomguy had to go through much more. I'm not sure about that, how the time adds up, but maybe, again, we don't know how much time Doomguy spends just getting back from the hellhole, the last level, the primary excavation site, to go back to the Delta 4 where he's found. I think that's where he's found. And we also don't know here how long this guy may have been knocked out after the teleportation. So that's a possible little time skip there. And I just noticed that the stream is a bit going up and down with the bitrate. Not sure why that is happening, but I do not like it. I do not like it at all. I have to look into that. So this was interesting. This was a clever way to not just do the expected kill the Marine and that's it. It's just a side story kind of storytelling, but also not do something so outside of the box like my idea was with teleporting the Marine to maybe Earth, even though that could have been a storyline that they pick up later on. I'm not sure. They obviously didn't follow up on this. Maybe if Doom 4 would have released in the version that got leaked, this idea may have been used, maybe, in a way. I could imagine if they were a bit tricky, that they added this extra campaign so they can have a way to explain the story of Doom 4, because that looked to be set on Earth. But as I reasoned about it earlier, in earlier streams, it would have been difficult to explain why Earth is under attack when Doom 3 ended the way it did, and the Resurrection of Evil obviously kind of left no loose ends. But here it could have been that some demons got through this teleporter and then all that happened, or maybe leave something, some clues in this expansion that could explain the events of Doom 4. Then again, we never got that game, so that's only speculation at this point. We got Doom 2016, which I do believe was based on, or canonically is connected to Doom 64, which I do believe will be the next Doom game we will be playing. But for now, this was lovely. I like the little twist at the end, how we survive, how it's a nice kind of ending. If we don't really speculate about the ending of Resurrection of Evil, the good guy always survives in all three of the campaigns and defeats Hell and the evil Dr. Betrüger. And that's just a kind of classic good guy wins storyline, and I'm okay with it. Once again, when I play Doom, most people say that they don't really expect any story, really. They are there for the action. And I can relate to that to a certain degree. I am there for the action in a way. I do like a decent story. And for me, I don't expect like crazy drama or something from a Doom game. But I do like a bit of the sci-fi elements and explaining like how some things work and why certain things happened. And most of the time it comes down to corporal grade or something like that. Because, like, why not? It's an easy kind of way out. Like, why is UAC doing this? Well, UAC is just like that, you know. They are silly and they want money. And really, even in Doom 2016, that's pretty much the bottom line. It's like, we want energy and we can get a lot of energy from Hell, so we kind of decided to go there because that seemed like a good idea. Yes, UAC, that sounds like a certainly great idea. But hey, this was the Lost Mission. Overall, it feels a bit thrown together in certain places. There are definitely reused assets, reused overall rooms. The introduction of the Axis Labs kind of stretches it a bit, because how did we never hear about that? But okay. the possibility of someone else surviving is more than possible, because as I mentioned, we did meet with other surviving members of the UAC employees or staff during Doom 3, so that's not a huge deal. But overall, it was fun. It was a nice experience. It's short. It doesn't want to overstay its welcome. It's not great. It has its ups and downs. It has some nice points, certainly, as I called out during the actual playthrough as well. If you like Doom 3, play it. It's just more of mostly the same. Maybe not that high quality, but it's pretty much there most of the time. And as I said, it's nice that they kind of had their own spin on certain things, like the head design was just another interpretation of it. It wasn't like the one in Doom 3 or in Resurrection of Evil. It was its own thing, and I like that. So I think it was a fun campaign. It's not that long either. I think you can get through it like in 4 hours if you don't mess around so much and look all around and have hour-long monologues about things. It's not that long. It was fun. I enjoyed it. That's all I can really say. Obviously, I will say that the original Doom is the go-to. Resurrection of Evil is nice, and this is kind of the third place. The BFG edition itself, it's not bad. Again, I like that it makes the game more accessible to people on consoles more than on PC, because on PC you can still play the original game as far as I know. It's good in that case, or in that way. There are changes that the fans will argue about for a long time, or could possibly argue about forever. But I think it's a nice package. Here the first 2 games were removed, and we had a kind of Ultimate Edition of Doom 3, and that's a great deal, I think. If you can play on PC, I still recommend getting the original with some mods. If you are on console, absolutely play this. And with that, let's actually see what we gathered today. I think at least 3 trophies. That's nice, 60%. No, actually 4 trophies. I just realized. Let me see. Lost Recruit, yes, here's the first one. Complete the Lost Mission campaign on Recruit, yes, again with the Guardian in the icon. Yeah, here's the credits, nice. Evil Marine, no, that's Resurrection of Evil. The Lost Collector, that was for all the PDAs, we got that last time around. The Lost Marine, complete the Lost Mission campaign on Marine. Alright. And then we have Rage. Find the Rage logo in the Lost Mission. That's nice. That's a nice idea. I like that. And I do like the game Rage. I would have trouble to stream it because I think it only released on PlayStation 3 when it comes to the PlayStation consoles, so I would need to play it on PC, which is possible. Maybe I would need to look into it. Lost Veteran, complete the Lost Mission campaign on Veteran. Yes, this is the third one, and as you can see, I got the Veteran first. You can kind of put it together from the images that the order of the trophies were a bit backwards, which is okay. And that's it. With that, we finished our initial playthroughs of Doom 3, and I do hope you enjoyed it. It's a game that is really dear to my heart, and I really do like them. I'm not necessarily say that Doom 3 is a hardcore horror game, but I will always say that it's the closest Doom ever got to horror, and because of that I love it. No, with that said, we'll be only live for 2 hours, so we have to do something else. So let's exit this game and pick something else to play. And that something will be Doom 2. So let me change the game on Twitch. And actually that's a good segue to mention something. As I said, I didn't know what the ending of this campaign, this game is, and so I called my stream the last mission because I thought they would really kill off the main character and this would be the last mission of this Marine, but apparently I was wrong, and that's great. That's fine by me. So let's change to something else.